world at the farthest abyss of space and time. Its caretaker was Lady Sylph, the patron goddess of fae-folk, whose empire stretched across galaxies. On that world, she cultivated the strength of her people to draw out the greatest power of magic. From these efforts, a noble hero ascended from the masses, the first human capable of sorcery. And though his tale is long and tragic, this story is not his. For where there is a first, there may be a next. Neither history nor the people who write it are kind to second place. But as the saying goes, through adversity, true brilliance will polish itself. And though they called it heresy, I would find a way to sculpt myself to their liking. The gods are cruel and selfish beings. Even the kindest among them do not like when mortals tread into their domain. My machinations to entwine my lady's creation with my own existence certainly threatened hers. In Sylph's fury, the entirety of that world was shattered, save for one fallen star. Upon her own justice she ordained, let this fool live the remainder of their days in anguish, know that this blood is on their hands, and suffer no divine being further. She stole my link to the anchored laws, so I could never again use magic to defy her will, and abandoned me to my fate. Most gods are so short-sighted that they can only weave the threads right in front of them and fail to look beyond to the full tapestry. But there are a rare few whose great understanding was born in the visions of others, and in Sylph's misuse of laws, opportunity arose for their intervention. The goddess of chaos who wishes for an impossibility, and the god of magic who facilitates potential. They found me in the darkest of nights contemplating fate, and both offered me a kindness that no man would refuse. There is more than one way to bend the laws, and who would know better? So though I might only be a remnant of who I once was, do not delude yourself into thinking I have become lesser. I am no facade of who I once was. I have become something greater in every way. Do not think me weak, for you will find steel where others are mere glass. And if you believe me powerless, if you truly think you have taken my everything, oh dearest self, watch your back. I know gods like you fear, and I swear upon the stars your fate shall be worse. Hello, gamers. Hopefully, my mic is being good. It looks like it's not. I'm going to double check it because I do not trust it anymore. Marjorie, that was not an invitation for you to be good. Bad. Stop being a little devil. She has been so rambunctious lately. Oh, okay, it is actually being good. Cool. My mic is fine. Everything's fine. Hello, everyone. Hello, Wood. Hello, Kara. Hello, Philip. I know, it's been a bit. I have been tired. I have swapped my streaming schedule to be Saturdays only. I skipped last week because I've been exhausted. Hopefully by only streaming once a week, I will be less exhausted and I will be more consistent with my streams. Because I would like to be consistent. Consistency's great. What is that? Why do I have that on there? I don't remember. Oh, probably some cat cam stuff, that's why. From last time. Oh no, that's the worst, Kyra. Speaking though of not being in the right mood for something, I wanted to work on Noodle's commission today, but my brain has refused to do so, so we're working on character design. Cause I do have a lot of character design to work on still. But my goodness. I will fight your air conditioning myself for you, in your honor. How dare it break? In the middle of summer? Of all times? But yeah, I have a lot of characters to work on. I don't know if I'm gonna work on this lady today, or if I'm gonna work on a different person today. I'm leaning towards her because she's an enjoyable character to think about. Oh, that's not the button I wanted. But I don't know. My brain is gonna go in weird directions. I'm more ADHD than normal at the moment. Why? Fuck if I know. I have kind of an idea for her outfit. So this is technically a character that I made quite a while ago and then promptly abandoned because I realized her character design was shit. For a variety of reasons. I will not be sharing her old design because I hate it that much. I literally made it and I was like, there's something good in here, but the overall design is so awful, I want to stop looking at it. And so I'm starting from the ground up. Pretty much the only thing I'm taking from her is her facial shape and hair, and then like kind of a bit of her silhouette. But overall I'm just yeeting the rest of it out of the box. Ooh, Philip, oh my goodness. I've just been really tired lately, and I do not know why. This happens on occasion. I just become suddenly very exhausted, and then I also can't sleep properly, and I don't know why. It's weird. Marjorie, I didn't invite you up here, ma'am. Yeah, you're gonna headbutt me. Hi. Hi. Yeah. I'm starting to get my energy back though, which is nice and great, and I hope it stays that way. And I've had some interesting things happening. Oh goodness, that's not great. How that's really old. What the heck? That thing was on its last legs for realsies. Oh god. But yeah, I've joined a guild, like an actual guild in Guild Wars, and like have been interacting with people on a regular basis, which is a weird thing for me, because as you all know, I am a hermit, and I've been working on things in Guild Wars again, which is nice, because it is one of my favorite games. It's just, it's an MMO, and I think that summarizes a lot about it. But
But I'm working on my legendary again. I got all the achievements for it. Now I just have to get all the materials for it, which is arguably the more annoying bit. But it's fine. I'm going to be permanently broke in this game because the legendaries are so cool. But they're so pretty. I'm gonna have all the pretty things. In other news, I'm so delighted that I have a character named Used Cars for Sale in Guild Wars. And everyone who finds me in game when I'm playing that character either hates it or adores it, and it's great. It's fantastic every time. But then I was talking with these folks in the guild, and I was like, oh man, you know, they're coming out with this new funny Mercury slime thing for the next expansion for engineers in the game, and I don't have an engineer yet, and I just thought of a great name for this character. It turns out Guild Wars has banned the name tech support as a name. See, I was just expecting tech support to be taken, but no, it's straight up banned. Understandably it's banned, but oh my god, it did crack me up to discover this. My engineer is now called Tyrion Help Desk instead. Tyria being the name of the world in Guild Wars, to explain the reference there. But yeah, they're very fun. I don't know if they stream on Fridays, but if they do, I might raid into them on Twitch. They are not as safe as for work as I am, as a heads up if I do raid into them, but they are chill people. They seem chill at least. They haven't done anything that makes any of, like, the red alert alarms go off, and that's enough for me at the moment. Do you have to be within a foot of me at any given point in time, Miss Marjorie? Is that your requirement? Yes, ma'am? Okay. Alright, baby. I've also been thinking, sorry, complete subject change, what I'm gonna draw for Noodle's gift art, because I still need to do that, because she insisted that her background could not be her gift art, and that she wants to pay for it. Which is fine, I guess. That just means she gets at least 2 pieces of art from me in quick succession. But it's so hard to pick because I've drawn her, like, in my, like, normal go-to pose already. For her previous illustration commission that she got from me. That's, like floating and doing magic. That's my go-to. Now I have to figure out something else. So I've been thinking about that. It's probably also going to be something floaty, and I'm definitely going to do it with, like, her other form. Cause hell yeah, that shit's cool as fuck. But yeah, I'm still thinking on that too. Otherwise that would have been today instead. Evil villain pose. Yeah, but like what kind of evil villain pose? Wait, what if I did is it the Godfather pose where the dude's like sitting in a chair petting a cat? Do that but with Opal. For context, Opal is Noodle's bird, real life bird, and Opal is the cutest little thing I've ever gosh darn seen. Hell yeah, I'm gonna do that. No one tell Noodle. Oh, I was gonna have her petting Opal specifically, but also like pirate noodle is also a great idea. Oh, James Bond, thank you. I haven't seen either. I probably should at some point. We'll add catching up on old classic films as a watch party thing, because we do need to pick something else out now that I've finished torturing Kyra with the Spider-Verse movies. Oh my god. I could have her petting 4 cats and Opal. Oh, I should draw her buddy too. Hilariously, while I've been thinking about this character's design, she has a sort of like partner character she's paired with, and the person who designed Astra adopts every month or so. And I always have my eye on them because Terra Terrific's designs are my favorites in the world. And she drops this like amazing design. I was like, oh my god, that's the other guy. That's gonna be the other guy. Is this the right window capture? What is this? This is the right window capture. So now I also have this guy. I'm still deciding if I want to keep the wings or not, but look at him. He looks like he'd cry if you just like stared at him for too long. I love him. He's perfect for this pair of characters. I should also draw him in my style so I have that reference as well.
Ma'am, you're the one that decided to sit here. This is my elbow room. This is where I put my elbows, baby.
Yeah, this is Aura, the goddess. Technically, she's the goddess of light, but it's more like she's the goddess of color in the story, because it's not like light as like the good in the world. It's light as in literal light. Removing the elbows. Just shave them down a little bit, you know? No, it's literally like she is getting insulted because I'm bumping into her because I'm trying to put my elbows on my desk. And she's like, excuse me, that's my leg space. And I'm just like, you're the one that decided to sit here.
Yeah, you're gonna claw me because you won't put your legs there.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I finally got Mia to try wet food today, and she liked it, and I was really excited about that. And then she... I didn't realize I only had one left of the type I gave her, and I gave Marjorie a different type, because I was like, I grabbed like a couple of them to make sure like I'd find one that both the cats liked. And then she like got like halfway through hers and then ran over to Marjorie and started sniffing Marjorie's. Marjorie got mad at her, and I'm just like, this is really funny. Oh, they're so silly. But also no, the thing that trumps cat rules is not hurting my arms and hands when I'm drawing. So she can stuff it.
She can mold her liquid cat body into a different shape. I need that elbow room.
Oh, it's so funny. Like, previously when she was younger, the same expression that she was making would have been just like her being like bewildered, but now she's got like more of the typical Maine Coon face, which is like this very handsome sculpted face is the best way I could describe it for a cat. And so she just looks permanently grumpy all the time. Yeah, that's the word.
But she's actually really happy, unless I'm messing with her. Isn't that right, boy? Isn't that right? What's this? Is that your foot? Is this your other foot? Oh, you're mad because I grabbed your feet? Stop getting my elbow room. She's so silly. Such a silly lady. But yes, that is the word. Words are hard. I don't remember how to say words. I feel like most Maine Coons have resting bitch face, and I feel so sad for people that don't understand that they are the happiest cats in the world. Those Maine Coons are constantly purring. That is my experience with all Maine Coons. They are constantly just like, sorry, there's a fly, it scared me. They're like, every Maine Coon I've ever had, the moment you start petting them, they just like melt in your arms and start purring, and it's the cutest thing. Oh, thank you for leaving a little bit of your fur behind, Miss Marjorie. It was tickling me. My goodness. Oh, another thing that's been happening lately. So YouTube has decided to put me on the drama side of YouTube again, in my recommended, which, like, on one hand I understand because I do follow the guy that, like, baits scammers, and I was watching a couple of his videos lately, because they just did a big conference thing, to, like, try to catch a bunch of scammers at once. But what it's decided to put in front of me is some guy who's, like, going after creeps on Roblox. And on one hand, I can follow the thread there of why I'm getting recommended these videos, but on the other hand, I'm just like, what on earth is happening in Roblox land? I don't want to know about this. The more I learn about this, the more I hate it. That's really funny. I miss the days where it was only Vine compilations in my recommended. But yeah, I keep getting that, and then my recommended suddenly started being people calling out people faking art that they're just tracing off of AI art. And, like, I was like, okay, this time, like, this is actually something I'm interested in looking at. Like, this seems interesting to see. The videos themselves are not particularly interesting because 90% of the time it's just this lady, like, summarizing what's happening in all of the call-out videos she keeps finding. And I'm sorry, that's not good. It's like, it's basically just reaction content, to a degree. But I will give her credit in that she is actually sitting down and going, okay, these are things that I've seen actual artists do, and they aren't total indicators of an AI artist. However, in the ways that these people are using them, it does not look like a real artist is using these techniques, etc., etc. So it's not like totally a reaction video, but it's definitely like bloated video length into becoming a reaction video, and that's annoying to me, and I'm never going to recommend that kind of thing to anyone else. But it's so interesting, the ways that how it makes it so incredibly obvious that somebody is using AI and tracing over it. Because the thing that they'll do is they will hide the fact that they are tracing over another layer. For example, there are some art programs that allow you to hide layers while you're recording or doing something else. So you only see, like, maybe the sketch layer or the sketch and the line art layer or something like that. But there are other things that people will do, like editing the video to, like, overexpose it when you're sketching so it's not as obvious that there is a very faint layer underneath whatever they're working on and stuff. But even with them doing these things, like, it's still really, really obvious when somebody's tracing because of just how art is constructed. And it's really interesting to me to see these videos because I will see these fake artists doing something that is an actual art technique and then completely fucking it up because they don't actually understand the technique. Like, one of the ways that it's really easy to tell if somebody is tracing over something is, and I'm gonna do this very badly because I cannot do this technique, but they'll just like start going in with a lot of detail and be like, oh yeah, this is totally like exactly how I intended to draw, and everything will be perfectly like the actual proportions of the final art, and they won't change or correct anything, and they'll somehow like know exactly how they want the person is facing, the exact angle it's going to be in the drawing, stuff like that. The thing about art, like even super high tier, incredible, decades long artists, they make mistakes. And they will change things and they will decide that something looks better somewhere in the middle of the process. And you won't see that if somebody is tracing over something else. And the other thing they'll do is, let me put this back, is the way that they render is they'll go in on one eye and then they'll just start rendering this eye entirely, and they'll do every single thing, every single step, blocking in the colors, blocking in the shading, and then actually refining all of the shading all at once, and then they'll move to something else, and no one does that. The only people I have seen do that are people who are taking a photograph and repainting the photograph in its entirety. It's a skill called gridding, and it's also a technique called gridding. It's the same technique, but it's a skill and technique when you are referencing a photograph to do this. But if you're just like doing normal art where you're not referencing a photograph, you're not trying to copy a photograph exactly, you don't paint like that. Nobody paints like that. And I was thinking to myself, because I have seen very, very similar techniques in art, especially with people who do very blocky painterly art styles where they start with a block of color and they shape it into the subject and stuff. It's one of my favorite speed painting processes to watch because it looks so cool when you have somebody who's an expert doing it. And it's really, really obvious when you compare someone who knows what they're doing it, and one of these AI artists trying to pretend that they have this ability doing it, because of just how it is done. And I can't really describe it in a good enough way. But what I can say is one of my favorite speed paints ever, which is a decade old minimum at least. I literally went and rewatched it earlier today because I was thinking about this. Let me see if I can get the link. It's a 25 years of Zelda thingamajig. It's in one of my playlists. Where's my playlist? God, I fucking hate that YouTube keeps reorganizing the sidebar. I just want to look at my playlist. Let's see. Where's my speed paint playlist? There it is. The interesting thing though is like the things that make it really, really obvious that somebody is an AI artist when you're watching them do one of these tracing speed paints are unfortunately things that just look like a talented artist to somebody who doesn't, like, who's never touched digital art before. I swear that is what is happening sometimes, Di. YouTube's just like, oh, you got used to where everything was? Hang on, let me just shuffle things around on you real fast. Where did this speed paint go? There it is. This speed paint is 14 years old. My God. I hate seeing that. I hate seeing that number on YouTube. This is is the speed paint I'm talking about, where you can see an expert using color blocking and this technique of rendering one thing at a time. But you can also tell just because of how the video is, I'm linking in Twitch as well, by the way, just because of the extensiveness of what this video is, you can tell that this is sped up like to like 20 times, 30 times speed, and that is why it looks like that in the video, and is probably not the actual technique that they're using here. Also, it's just frankly gorgeous art. My god, it's beautiful. That's a scary sentence to say, Dai. Oh my goodness. But oh my god, it's so interesting. I hate listening to the commentary in these videos calling out people. I don't like call out culture. I really don't. And but I do appreciate the person that I have been watching, even though I really don't like the style of the video, because they are saying none of this is a guarantee that this person is actually somebody tracing AI art. These all very much could be indicators of a beginner artist. It's just having all of these things happen at the same time, you're not gonna see that very often. Hello, yes, the person that made my VTuber model is Vi. Let me get Salty Vi's link, because I think I have forgotten to make a command for that still. And I do not make tutorials, because the last time I made a tutorial, everyone in the comments did not know how to read. And if people refuse to read, I just can't teach you anything. I wish I were making that up, but no one knows how to read. True though. I feel bad because, like, the art styles that AI cops off of people, like, no one trusts them now, even when that person is an established artist. And that makes me feel so sad, because I follow some of the people that are, like, really, really common art styles for AI, or, like, I know who they are. Like, I've seen their art around because they're big, popular artists, and it pisses me off now that their art is being used this way. It's just annoying. But it is really interesting to see how people are, like, trying to scam people. It was interesting because the first video I clicked on was somebody that they were really, like, they had connections to another account that was, like, very clearly and somebody tracing AI art to pass it off as their own. But the account that they were on did not have as many necessarily AI possible indicators. And they had even gone in, like, a Discord call and were streaming themselves sketching for people that were trying to prove one way or another, and trying to work with them to prove one way or another what was happening. But then, like, they were a good artist. Like, they were good at art. It was just, and this is my personal belief, looking at the evidence in the video, ignoring the way it was presented and just looking at what evidence they had and going, no, yeah, this person's definitely using AI in some of their work. And it's just so bewildering to me, because at the same time, this person is good at art. They have a very strong sense of things like anatomy and line weight and line art, when they're in a position where they cannot possibly use AI to be traced over. And it's just like, why even bother with it? Oh my god, AI modified bewilders me to just so many degrees. It is very frustrating, I agree, to try, like, to feel like you have to be paranoid about AI artists these days. In the places that I look for artists, I feel like I haven't had to worry about it so much. Simply because, I mean, already a lot of the people I follow hate AI, and thus the people that they're going to be following and recommending to me also hate AI already. So these are all people where it's just like, I feel like there's a reasonable amount of trust where I can go, I'm not going to follow an AI person by accident from them. But it is hard. It is hard to look out there and be like, can I trust this these days? With as much as people are trying to obfuscate it. But also, yeah, Kyra, I've had that saved for like 10 years, that specific speed paint. It is one of my biggest inspirations for art after like some of the, like, so my introduction to digital art was Warrior Cats fan art, and around that same time of me getting into art, I found that speed paint and a couple other Legend of Zelda speed paints, and I sat there as a small child with my jaw dropped open, and I was like, I want to figure out how to do that. My getting into a lineless art style and figuring out how to render in that was me fulfilling the dreams of a much smaller me. Who's like, oh man, lineless art's scary. And then my sister just like looked at I told my sister one time when I was younger that I wanted to do lineless art, but it was really scary and I didn't think I would be able to pull it off. And then she just like turned to me and looked at me and she was just like, don't be a fucking coward. Just do it anyways. Like, you're never gonna get good at it if you never try. I'm like, shit, you're right. As per always, my sister is right about everything. Most things. There's been a couple times where she's been wrong, but most of the time she's right about it. Which controls do you mean, Di? I don't know if I should give Aura elf ears, or no ears, or funny ears. Well, Moros is getting elf ears, so maybe she should match Moros. Do I have the other sketch of them? Where's the other one of them? Yeah, this is them. Hi, Adder. Oh, really? I don't have that. It just becomes like a little box with rounded corners for me that I can just like throw around the page when I'm doing something else. It did, at one point it was breaking for me and I couldn't use it at all, but now it's fixed and now I can use it again. Which is good because I like I like watching things when I'm playing Uma Musume. I hope everyone's enjoying the Goshi event. I'm trying to figure out how to get to the finals, but it be the long finals, because that's the only, like, Ura finals trophy I'm missing. I need all the trophies. I need all of them. Let me look. How many trophies am I missing now? I've been, like, slowly collecting them. Every time I see one that I don't have, I specifically just go ahead and do that race if I have the right requirements for it. And I think most of the ones I'm missing now are dirt ones, but I'm not worried about the dirt ones because as soon as I get my 9-star turf sparks, I am going to only play Uraha
And I'm gonna get her win. She's gonna be undefeated. I want her to be undefeated. I believe in my girl, and I am going to get her there. She's gonna be great. Everything's gonna be fantastic and wonderful and delightful. And I'm gonna get to the end of her career, and it's gonna be all wins, all victories, everything for her. Everything for my girl. I'm only missing 2 G2 trophies now. I'm missing 5 of the G1 ones, which I believe are all dirt. Yeah, dirt. Yeah, those are all dirt. These ones I believe are also... This one's a turf one. When the fuck is the New Zealand trophy? Oh my god, that's really funny. Hell yes. Please show me. I'm only missing 2 G2 trophies and they're both turf. When the fuck are these trophies? They must have been during, like, career goals, probably. And I'm missing 20 of the G3 trophies. I don't know when any of these are. A lot of them are probably dirt trophies, but there's just so many of them. They're hard to find. And then, yeah, I'm only missing the finale finals long trophy for the extra one. And then I missed the El Condor Legend Race trophy, but I have all the other ones, and I think it's really funny that the Legend trophies are all of their shoes. Like, if you haven't seen them, give me a second. I'll take a screenshot and share. I'd open it up on my computer, but it'd be really annoying and I'd get distracted immediately, and if it's on my phone, I can lock it and then I won't look at it. Also, I didn't realize that I apparently started a run and then forgot about it. Because I'm apparently in the middle of the junior year for someone. Which I'm pretty sure is Goshi again. Because I gotta get Goshi her fans for the event. I should draw myself an Umumusume Sona. That would be fun. Now you're putting ideas in my brain. You shouldn't do that. I shouldn't have ideas in my brain like this. Here we go. I think it's very funny that you steal their shoes and you put them on a little stand as a trophy. But yeah, I'm going to have all the trophies, and all of these are going to be 100% complete, and it's going to be great. I just need El Condor to come back around, and everything will be fine. I have quit out of a career a couple of times, but I've never forgotten a career entirely, because the moment I go back into the app, I'm just like, oh yeah, I gotta finish that real quick. But it's mainly because, like, if I'm at work, like, I'll sometimes play Uma while I'm waiting for a build to finish or something like that. And then it's just like, oh, gotta lock my phone, gotta go back to doing my job. I need to figure out how to simplify Aura's hair, because it's very, very curly, and it's gonna be a pain to draw over and over. She is not a recurring character, at least in Ambrosia's story, and I haven't really used her in any other stories yet, but I still don't want her to be a pain to draw. That's all Luma Musume is about. It's a horse racing game. It's a gacha horse racing game. You train the horse girls to do races, and that's it. Oh my god, that's so funny, Kyra. this has reminded me about how Noodle used to get lost in my cave house on Bag's server. which I didn't think about at the time was gonna be difficult, but I have forgotten that I am the kind of person who will wander in a cave without like any sort of sense of direction and then somehow wander back out like maybe an hour later, no problems. Like the moment I decide to leave the cave, I will find a way out of the cave somehow. I think there is, in fact, a story. I know that there is an Uma Musume anime that everyone has been saying is a good anime, but I don't actually. I haven't watched it myself, and I could not tell you anything about the story because I literally skip everything. I don't care about the horse girls. I don't care about their stories. I don't even care about just, like, the victories in the game. I like the gameplay. The gameplay appeals to me specifically. I will think about it, Kyra. The thing is about me is that I do not enjoy sports anime / manga. I have read a couple. I have tried it. They were okay. Like, for the what's it called? For the genre that they are, I think that, like, the ones that I did read were good. It's just, I don't care. I really don't care. I think it's, like, the predictability of it. There's only going to be ever 2 options for any given point in the story. Maybe 3 if they're brave and they decide to put a draw in there somewhere. But other than that, I don't like that predictability of it. That makes sense to me. If I had a sport that I was actually genuinely interested in, I think I would enjoy sports animes a lot more. But I'm not interested in sports in general, which makes it to where all of it is uninteresting to me. But, like, I read a bit of Haikyuu, and I have also read the entirety of Ice Shield 21, which I did enjoy, but, like, it did very much cement in my mind that pretty much any sports ball anime / manga is going to follow the same story beats as that, and it can't really... It's less like just the specific predictability of it, and it's more that they can't escape out of the box that they put themselves in without getting supremely unrealistic, and that doesn't appeal to me either. Because as much as I love fantasy, and as much as I love surrealism and stuff like that, I don't think it adds enough to sports anime to make it interesting. Die, I'll fucking kill you. Minecraft is a fantastic game. How dare you say that it has no point? The point of Minecraft is that it is a sandbox for you to play in, not a game that gives you goals to do. It has goals, but the goals in Minecraft are only to teach you how to do all of the things in Minecraft so you can go off and do whatever the hell you want with it. Oh, speaking of, now I know. Now I have realized why I keep getting all of this, what's the word? Not content bait. Like all the weird call-outs and stuff that I've been getting in my feed. I forgot. I randomly came across, like, I think they're very funny. It's just people who go into Minecraft servers to dupe on them to break them.
because the person I was watching in particular is trying to break pay-to-win Minecraft servers that have loot boxes, because loot boxes are against the TOS for Minecraft servers. You're not supposed to do that. And I just enjoy the futility of it, because sure, they have gotten a couple of these servers to change and actually, you know, implement better things instead of being complete shitbags and be less shitbags. But like, it's futile. They're always going to be shitbags. They don't care that much. They're just mad at you for pointing in their direction and saying, look, a bad guy, and now they're the bad guy and they have to deal with that. You're just putting a stain on their reputation that they have to work out after a little while. Also, wood, that's totally understandable. I'll never clown on anyone who does not enjoy sandbox games, because there's times where I enjoy sandbox games and there's times where I don't want to play a sandbox game. I totally get it. I also just enjoy those videos, though, the ones about trying to break servers, because I very much enjoy people trying to break games. It's why I enjoy speedruns and stuff like that. And all of these are essentially people hacking Minecraft. They're finding ways to break plugins that are used in these servers, to use those breaks maliciously, and it's very interesting to see them break these things down. The most interesting one I've seen, also most entertaining, also just fucking bewildering one I've seen, was one where, for some godforsaken reason, they could manage to give themselves operator permissions on a Minecraft server because the security plugin used chest menus and did not check if the chest that was named after the menu was actually the one generated by the plugin in any way, shape, or form, or like checked the permissions of the person running commands in the menu. And thus, anyone who had a chest and could rename said chest could get into your security plugin and break everything. And I was just like, who the fuck comes up with this shit? Not the scammers, not the people that were breaking the plugin. That makes complete sense to me. But the people who put the plugin together, they're like, oh yeah, we don't need to check if you have the correct permissions to use this. That's fine. No one should do that. If you're making any sort of program ever, you should have like at least 3 separate security checks in different places to make sure whoever's running whatever it is actually supposed to be running that. Like, for example, a very common security issue that you might run into is, let's say you're on a web page that has a hidden field that you can only see if you're an administrator. So you have your first check that's on the web page itself, whether or not you can see whatever command you're trying to run. Like, let's say it's a button that only shows up if you're an administrator, and you can click it and it does a thing. There's another layer of security behind that button, or at least there should be, that when you click the button and it sends the thingamajig to the back-end code, the back-end code should also check that whoever's clicking that button has permission to click that button. And if that button has to, let's say it goes to the backend and then the backend has to click into a completely different API call, that API should also check if you have permission to run that API call. Like, every single step of the way you should be checking that sort of thing. Oh my god. I actually, like, I had to pause the video and pace around angrily for a little bit because the absurdity of what this, this breach in security was made me that mad. I was molding. It's been patched. Thank fucking god. But I was just like, even if you didn't think someone could get into that menu,
Why would you make it even a possibility? Just I've seen a couple of those. I think the one I watched was the Hades one, which was very interesting because they're like, yeah, we expected people to kind of just like, you know, entirely break the game, but it's still very cool to see them break the game. They were seriously practically begging for unauthorized users to access these chest menus. I was just flabbergasted. Apparently the reason this worked is because the only thing the code checked for was the name of the chest and the name of the item that you were picking out of the chest. And if you pick, like, if the name of the box was like my security plugin and then my command, like that's all it checked for. And if you went into a box named my security plugin and you picked up an item called my command, it would just be like, okay, yeah, let's run my command now. Yeah, that's all we needed. That's all we needed to check for. I'm just, no. No! On so many levels, no! Oh. Like, normally I go into one of these videos and I see something where it's just like, oh yeah, this totally makes sense. Like, it's some sort of frame perfect thing with desync that you have to like somehow figure out how to manage with the lag of the server and your own connection, and also dodging moderators. And it's just like, okay, yeah, I can see the process here. But this one in particular, I was just like, no. Absolutely not. The only security that this plugin had against unauthorized users is the name of that menu was something that could be customized for the server. And so if you were on a server that had customized that menu, you would have to figure out what the server named that menu. And the server that these people tried it on, it took them about 20 guesses to get it right. And that is insane. Because it wasn't something where they were like guessing a password. It was just something like server's security plugin or whatever. Like that's what it was called. It was Anyways, I just realized I forgot to grab my work sketchbook that has a couple of doodles of this character in it that I was using as a reference. Let me grab that real quick. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad. I'm gonna be mad about that one for years, I think. Oh, I forgot. I felt a little awkward about the page before the one with the sketches for this character on it, because I was doodling at work trying to figure out a design for Ambrosia's knife. So I have and keep in mind, so the place I work at does have like a lot of like training things I have to do on a regular basis. One of those things was like violence in the workplace and like signs where you should be like maybe talking to somebody and being like, oh man, I think this person is gonna do something scary at work and we should keep an eye on them type of thing. Which is, the training had some good points, but it was also kind of stupid. But I'm just thinking about it as I'm staring at this page of me drawing a bunch of knives. I'm like, man, I sure hope no one freaks the fuck out over this. Cause like 2 pages before it, I also have this like insane scribbling page of me trying to get the calligraphy correct for
a draft of a what's it called, a logo design, and like it looks like I'm going insane on this page. Like if you've ever seen any sort of like notebook and like a ghost menu where like the scary person's scribbling in a notebook, it looks like that. Like the journalism phasmophobia, that's what my sketchbook looks like on one of the pages now. No. No. So you mean like you have to close it completely? Like it just keeps you logged in? They don't have the ability to deauthorize it? I'm trying to figure out what this is specifically, because like there's some things where like it's a cookie system where it leaves a cookie in some way, shape, or form, and that makes it to where you can keep using it and you don't have to relog in constantly. But the caveat with that is, at any given point in time, a website to some degree can say, oh, this cookie is no longer valid, or this authorization key is no longer valid. You are no longer authorized to do this. For example, when you check out at the hotel. But it's sounding like they did not have that, and even though you had checked out of the hotel, you could go back and continue using the app so long as you had not closed it? Please, no. No. Oh, no. No. At least it didn't let you back into the room. That would have been way, way worse. It makes a little sense to me that some of the more public areas are a little bit more lax in security because, again, like, what if somebody forgot something? But also, if you forgot something, you should be going up to the front desk anyways. You should not leave that behind. No, 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 no. That is a security breach. Oh my lord. I'm not, like, I always feel like I'm an insane old person yelling at a cloud when I talk about privacy or security or anything when it comes to technology in this day and age because of the way that young people are on the internet. And I cannot believe I have just said the phrase young people on the internet. But it is young people on the internet. It's also older people on the internet, but it's really young people on the internet that are just so lax about privacy and security and like what should be okay and whatnot. I'm just like, I'm flabbergasted. I'm bewildered, but I'm also afraid. I'm so very afraid because it makes me think back to like, I would say probably the first thing that I really like learned about I'm gonna call it a security procedure, but I feel like it's just like common knowledge, I think, at this point to a degree, which is, or I guess maybe it's not common knowledge, but it is like it should be common knowledge, is that if somebody at your workplace comes up to you and says, hey, I'm looking for so-and-so, when is their shift or when is their schedule or are they in? Anything to imply that this person definitely works there. And you don't know who the person is that's asking, the thing that you tell them is, I'm not at liberty to tell you anything about my fellow coworker schedules, whether or not this person works here or not. I can't confirm anything. Something to that degree, because the thing is, stalkers love to come up to people at their workplace and be like, hey, I know where you work now. I know your shift because your coworker told me. Shit like that. Like, I don't like to talk about it, and I'm most certainly not going to go into details, but at one point in my life, I have been stalked. And this person found me at my university across the United States and showed up. And the reason I found out that they were even here is because one of my fellow students came up to me and said, "Hey, there's somebody outside asking about you." And I said, "Did you tell them I'm here?" And they're like, "Ah," and I'm like, "Okay, cool. This is gonna be a horrible situation for everyone involved, and I'm taking you with me because I don't want to go out there alone." It was very much a lesson learned from everyone else in that room that day, because this was back when I was very much even more of a recluse than I was now. But I'm very much like a quiet, calm, like, oh yeah. Like I don't have, I'm not sure how to put it. It was like a switch flipped though, because I went from very calm, chill, like, oh man, university, am I right, gang, to where are we hiding the body? In a matter of seconds. There was an energy change in the room, to say the least. And I think everyone in that room realized, oh, you don't tell people if you don't know them, you don't confirm information for them like that, because they should not be able to learn that way. That's a security risk. Like, legitimately, one of the reasons I liked the university that I went to was because the front door was locked and you couldn't get in with without a guest pass or a student pass. No. Thankfully, that whole situation cleared up real fast, because I went outside. I told them under no certain conditions, if they did not get the fuck out of there, I was calling the police. It took a couple of times of me telling them that, because they brought some buddies, and the buddies were like, you don't want to hang out with this person, you don't want to catch up. I'm like, no, if you don't leave, I'm gonna call the fucking police. I'm not joking. It was a time. It was quite a time. I sometimes joke that I'm a very paranoid person, and I do joke about my anxiety a lot, but I promise you, it comes from some very reasonable places. The origins of it were very reasonable. The way it's reacting to life now, very unreasonable. There's a reason I'm medicated. Exactly, Kyra, exactly. And yes, Adder, it also very much exactly. But it's also important to know, like, when your paranoia is actually paranoia and it's not like you reacting reasonably to the situation. Like, at the moment, I'm not in any sort of, like, reasonable amount of danger. If my paranoia is, like, going, oh god, I think somebody's watching you, that's my paranoia being fucking stupid. And I need to be like, no. We don't listen to the anxiety when it's being stupid. But it is also important to go, sometimes people who have learned that pattern recognition know what they're fucking talking about. And there's definitely a distinct difference when it is happening. But it's also like I feel like that's a lesson a lot of people on the internet are learning, because like I hear so much about people who have similar social anxiety to me, where they're like, they're not sure if they're pissing somebody off, or they're not sure if they're upsetting somebody, or they can never tell when the people around them are angry, or they always think everyone around them's angry. And you have to go, no. If people don't tell you that they're angry or upset at you, then you pretend that they are not. Whether you believe that is true or not, you pretend that they are not, because they have not made it your business. I am so paranoid of that too, Wood. Oh my gosh. I have started. This is my way of avoiding scammers from clipping my voice. Is I will do one of two things. I'll either Google on my Pixel has this thing where I can just screen the call, and Google will play a robot voice for me instead. That's usually my go-to. But if I'm like actually waiting for a call at the time, and I'm just like, I'm not sure if this is just the call mislabeled, or this might actually be my call and it's not labeled as a potential scammer. Because I have had a call labeled as a potential scammer when it was not a potential scammer, for realsies. I'll just sit there in dead silence, and I won't hang up. I'll wait for the other person to hang up. I'll waste their fucking time if I have to. Oh, yes, I have. Another reason why I refuse to use Instagram. Everyone always wants me to get on Insta, and I'm just like, you want me to get on Meta? The people who run Facebook? Privacy violation central? Hell no! I'm not getting on privacy violation central. The only reason I'm still on privacy violation central and only access it when it's in Firefox's naughty zone. Firefox does like a specific like container tab for Facebook if you open up a Facebook tab, if you're unaware. because Facebook's privacy violations are that extreme, Firefox comes pre-built with that. The only reason I'm on there is stalker. I don't want them trying to find me elsewhere, and by me like keeping my Facebook up and occasionally going on there and updating one thing every 3 years, it keeps them distracted if they are paying it any attention. I don't know at this point because I've thankfully not had contact with them in a while. But also be like, I don't know, I don't want to delete my Love Nikki account, all right? My Love Nikki account's connected to Facebook. Listen, I know I have a problem, and it's the Love Nikki games. Look, if Farmville was still around, I'd still be playing it, okay? I'm normal about my mobile games. No, but for realsies, I actually now, like, I figured out the way that the stalker did find my location, because I'm very careful about that sort of thing. I do not post where I am going to be. Like, if I'm going to a convention or something, I don't tell anyone shit about it online unless it's, like, in DMs or in a voice call. I keep tight control over that kind of information for a reason. And it's because my university posted my full name in one of their little thingamajigs that they were doing for like publicity. And because my full name happens to be very unique, it's very easy to find that sort of thing when you search up my full name. And that's why that happened. Yeah, internet safety's so fucked. Oh my god. The shit I'm hearing about COSA, and I don't know what the UK variant of it is called, but the fucking face scanning shit. Oh my god. If you have not signed, I don't have a link on hand for it, but if you are in the UK and you have not signed the fucking the petition for them to cancel that shit and get it off the internet, please stand up and say something for yourselves. Yeah, it's insane. Oh my god. It's fucking insane. Like, beyond a direct privacy thing, the reason this is so terrible is that it gets people into the habit of going, oh yeah, I need to pull out my ID and show it to every website I go to. And you're like, that's fine. We can trust the websites that are doing this verification. It's places like YouTube, it's Google, it's Discord. These are known actors in the internet space. And you're like, yeah, that's fine. Okay, sure, in 5 years, they're gonna have some security breach and they're gonna leak all of our information, but sure, we're gonna say that's fine. what about the malicious actors on the internet who are pretending to be your bank, who are pretending to be Google, who are pretending to be anything, and they're also saying, hey, we need your ID photo, the whole thing, also your social security number, or whatever equivalent UK has. That's insane. Like, no, I should not have to put my photos on the internet. In fact, when I was growing up, putting your photos on the internet was akin to a death sentence of your privacy, because you don't share anything about yourself. You don't say your name, you don't say your location. The most you might say is if you live in the United States. And because the United States happens to be so big, you might say if you're in a state. Because time zones are a thing. But that's the most information anyone should be getting out of you, other than maybe of like, oh yeah, I'm over the age of 16. Maybe. Even then, you shouldn't be telling people your age on the internet either. You don't tell people shit. And these days, it's just like, oh yeah, here's my full name, address, social security number. Have fun. Just, woo! Hi, I'm so sorry. You've come into me ranting about privacy and security on the internet again. Oh my gosh, people, the landscape of the internet has changed in ways that I wish did not surprise me, but they both surprise me and terrify me. Or they don't surprise me and they terrify me. Oh my god. That's insane! Like, okay, I've done some insane things. I have met with people on the internet within, like, months of meeting them on the internet. But, like, I've had time to speak with them in voice calls and, like, get to know them. And, like, they don't know my address. And the only reason I know their address is because I was staying at their place to go to a convention together. And also, we're still friends. And, like, I would trust this person with my address. Like, if they wanted to come over, I'd be like, I don't have a couch for you to sleep on, but you could totally stay the night. That is understandable to me, Kyra. But the thing is, you both could figure that information out just because you happened to know that information. And 9 times out of 10, if you aren't giving malicious actors the ability to access that information, unless they just happen to have that kind of specific information about those places too, like, that is less of a security concern than just being like, oh yeah, I'm from Milwaukee, Florida. Or, no, that's not, Milwaukee's not in Florida. That's Michigan. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember any towns in Florida. But you get what I mean. Like, one of them is giving them practically your coordinates, and the other is just like, oh, we happen to be in the same area. Listen, I've never been to Florida, okay? I'm allowed to not know what's in Florida. I've mostly been in the Midwest, which you can probably hear from my accent. I have a very, very cursed variant of Southern/Midwestern US American accent, and it's normally like a neutral American accent most of the time, but occasionally you will hear them both come out at the same time, and it is the worst thing you've ever heard. At least in my opinion. There was one time where I accidentally somehow managed to have both accents going off on the same exact word, and I was just like, I literally recoiled after I said it. I was just like, I don't know what sound I just made with my mouth, but I didn't like it, and I hope it never happens again. I had like, I don't know what this top is called, but it's a Chinese top that I saw in Shiny Nikki that I really liked when I was like trying to think of ideas for this character. But I didn't plan on this character being Chinese, and I'm kind of trying to avoid making her Chinese for the main reason I did not want to use her original character design is because when I first designed her, I basically like took a rainbow and dumped it on her. And at the time I was trying to create characters that looked like elementals. Something very much in the style of like how D&D's tieflings are, where they have like just random colors for their skin tones. And because I was a small child who did not know that much about racism, I had in particular made this character's skin yellow. Later learned about that particular brand of racism and went, oh, I don't want that. We're gonna change that. That's not gonna be a thing. Holy shit, no. So now I'm in a situation of just like, oh man, this sort of like style of clothing works really well for this character, but also I don't want to put those two connections in my brain back together. That sounds like a terrible idea. Also, that is really funny, Kyra, especially given the specific Minecraft videos I've been watching. Like, if these people had like any brain cells for anything other than hating Minecraft loot boxes, they would totally be doxing people. But the only brain cell they have is disrupting the Minecraft loot box economy, and I'm so here for it. I'm glad that they're using their powers of evil for this specific thing. It makes me laugh. It did make me laugh, though, especially that I was not aware that one of the servers that I would occasionally go on was in fact one of these like really nasty loot box servers, because when I was playing Minecraft as a child, I saw the loot boxes and I was like, oh, that costs real life money. I don't want that. I'm just gonna go back into my corner and continue playing. And immediately it disappeared within my brain space, and I would just walk past it and not even recognize it was there. But they were like, yeah, so this particular server happens to be like one of the most heavily secured servers ever. Duping on here is practically impossible because of the way that their moderation is. And I was just like, oh my god, I didn't know I was in a fucking panopticon every time I logged in on this server. Jesus Christ. These people are nuts over Minecraft. But also, this is really funny, given that the fact that the name of this, it was one of those prison servers, which if you aren't familiar with prison servers on Minecraft, it's just Cookie Clicker if it was made in Minecraft. That's all you need to know about it, is it's just Cookie Clicker. It's somewhere in the midpoint of Cookie Clicker and Hypixel Skyblock, where the point of the game is to click blocks until you get to the point where the game clicks the blocks for you. And Purple Prison is like the most notorious of these servers, and this is the server they were trying to dupe on. And I was just sitting here like, oh man, these are all some cool fun facts I didn't know about one of the servers I played on as a child. And also, yeah, Wood, you're so right. It's genuinely funny to go watch people who are just like, it may not even be just complete geniusness of it. It's just the determination of it. Like, these are people who are like, they may not have figured out how to do the dupe specifically themselves, but by God, they will sit there for 20 hours trying to accomplish this dupe on a server that's a fucking panopticon, because they just want to see if they can get it to work. I think in their latest video, they were like, yeah, we got banned over 15 times because they kept catching us trying to do this dupe. in various ways. Like, they literally had to get... They didn't get, but one of the moderators of the server was just like, yeah, everyone on here is an asshole. I'm gonna leak you the list of moderators and the times that these moderators log in and shit like that. Sorry, my cat has walked in front of the camera. Hey, ma'am. Come here. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Like, I'm gonna leak you all of this information about the server security so that we can get you to get this dupe working. You've got a 20-minute window on Wednesdays when the moon is full to do it. Like, that was how strict the schedule was. My cat is pressing buttons on my keyboard now, but she's got a mat and I need to get it. I need to get this mat. I need to get this mat, baby. You got a mat. It's a mat. You don't want mats in your fur. We're gonna comb it out. We're gonna comb it out. Yeah, boy. Are you a good girl? Yeah. Yeah. You are a good girl. You are. Oh, there it is. I can see it now. Good girl. Did you enjoy your treat earlier of wet food? Yeah? Yeah? No. Okay, baby, we're gonna cut that off because you don't want to sit still for this. It's a big mat. It's a big mat. And you won't let me get it. Watch this. Watch this. You see me do this to Mia all the time. Now it's your turn. I know, it's in a weird area that's hard for you to reach. Because it's in your armpit. Isn't that weird? Nope, sit down. You know, Bibby, if you sat still and you let me do my thing, this would be so much easier. Isn't that right? Isn't that right, Bibby? Look at that. Look at that, the mat's gone. The mat's gone. Now we can brush out the rest of it. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that so much better? Isn't that so much better? Look at that. All this fluff. And not a brain cell to spare. It's all fluff up there, isn't it? No brain cells. Only brain cells for mischief. Isn't that right, Bubbly? Oh, baby. Hi. Why is your forehead wet? Why is your forehead wet? Were you getting up to mischief, ma'am? Were you getting up to mischief? You were. You were. Oh, baby. You're too big. You're too big to hold in my arms. I'm gonna do it anyways, because I love you. Okay, run away. Please don't put your claws out. Oh, that's claws on my boob. Please run. Thanks. I love you too, Marjorie. Yeah? Let me get a look at this mat. That wasn't too bad of a mat. Mia's are way worse, but it was like close to the skin. I was worried I was gonna cut her. I don't know how my dad has always managed to get our cats to stay calm when he's getting their mats off of them. But I always have to baby talk them the entire time. Otherwise, they get really upset. They still get very upset. Alrighty. What was I looking at? Not this one. Not that one. I should probably name my outfits in Shining Nikki something that's, like, actually useful. But instead I've got random words instead, and it's not very useful because I never remember which one is the right one I was looking at. I'm just gonna screenshot that and send it to myself again. Yeah, I have a bunch of scratches on the top of my boobs because my cats use my chest as a launching off point, and I need them to stop. I need them to stop doing this. It's painful. It's so painful every time. I need them to learn to just keep their claws in, because Mia has her back claws still, and she also does this. Anyways, this is what I was talking about. Like, I like this top, but again, the connotations in my brain, because of what this character's previous design was, I'm just like, no. But it's fine. We're not doing her old design. Her old design was really bad in a lot of ways. I probably have it somewhere. I probably showed it when I was doing the sketchbook run through. She is one of my favorite characters, like, vibes-wise, because despite the fact that her character is not like the goddess of light and like the idea of like happiness and goodness and all of that jazz, because that is not a dichotomy that matters enough to be a deityhood of any sort in my universe, she still like does embody the concept of being a very joyful person. And her partner in crime, so to speak, Moros, is the god of curses, and he's like always very depressed. And they are best friends in rainbow letters. And I love opposite dichotomies. They're so much fun. They're always a joy to write, because it's just like, they're the epitome of, excuse me, he asked for no pickles type of situation. She's definitely chaotic neutral though. Like, she would do a murder if she thought it would help her friends. Also, yes, I have many lore. I have much lore. I'm working on lore things. I would like my next, like, big video to be an actual animation, and I'm putting the things in place to make that be a thing. By actual animation, I do not mean, like, actual, like, 24 FPS animation, because holy fuck, I do not have time for that, and I am not that good. But like my animatic stuff, but with like voice acting and like story writing and all that cool shit, that's what I want to do. I'm working on it. I'm waiting for at least one commission for graphics for it to come back, and then I'm going to finish the outline for it, or not outline, the script for it, and then I'm going to start bothering people to do the voice acting thing for me. Also, I feel like all of these options, Kyra, would be very, very heavy, and I am a light armor build. I would go for like maybe leather armor, like that would be fine, but I wouldn't be able to do built-in armor or any of that. I don't think that would work with my build kit. I need my stealth, and any sort of heavy armor would give me negatives on my stealth. Also, knowing every DM I've ever had, all of them would be like, the ice in the ice cooler in your boob cooler would like jostle around and make noise and also give you a negative on your stealth, because all of them were assholes. I might remove the sleeves later, because I've always seen her as a sleeveless girly, but we'll see. I'm gonna leave them for now. I have to be careful with Aura's character, because at the moment, I see her potential introduction, like debut moment, to be literally flashbanging everyone in the audience. And I like shudder to think what that would be to draw that, because owie. Oh no, I don't mean asshole in that regard. I mean, some of them have been less than spectacular. Side-eyeing my Pathfinder one from college. But more in that, like, they want a realistic experience, or like, not necessarily realistic, but like if you think about it, ice in a cooler would jostle around and make a lot of noise if you're trying to be stealthy. So it's like just the kind of thing where it's just like, okay, sure, you can have whatever bullshit garbage you've decided to come up with on acid today, but god damn it, I'm gonna make it make sense in my universe. And you're gonna have to suffer the consequences of that. And I personally find that kind of DMing very funny. I'm all for it. If I wasn't intrinsically aware that my last DM I had was going to make everything in the story just incredibly difficult, I would have had a wizard with negative intelligence modifier, because I would have thought that would have been really funny. But I knew that the campaign we were going into was going to be extremely difficult, and I didn't want to make me making a joke character everyone else's problem. Bag of holding tatas with chill runes. Okay, but are they a wizard? Because you must understand, I only play one class when I play D&D. It only matters if it's your spellcasting stat. That's why it was very important that I did not have a negative intelligence modifier. And believe me, we really didn't need it. One of the rules I didn't agree with, but I accepted as going to be a part of the campaign, was that if we rolled 3 nat 1s in a row, the gods of the campaign would in fact smite our character, killing us instantly. I did not like this rule because that's a pure luck of the draw thing. Like, that is an unavoidable thing if it does in fact happen. So that made me a little cranky, but I was just like, it's their campaign. It's their rules. It's not... The likelihood of that happening is so low that I don't think I need to worry about that. And then it fucking happened. And my DM sat there, it didn't happen to me, but it happened to somebody else in the campaign, and my DM sat there for a second and was just like, we've had a lot of close calls with this, but I didn't think it was actually going to fucking happen. Yeah, 3 nat 1s in a row. If you had 3 consecutive nat 1s, they would smite your character. Which, like, to be fair, D&D as a whole, as a storytelling, role-playing medium, is one that relies wholly on luck to play because you're always rolling dice. But, in my personal opinion, when you're playing a game like that, bad luck should not mean you are entirely just a loser. Like, if you roll badly, that does not mean you lose. It means you have to think around the problem. Like, there's the idea of failing forward a lot in D&D. Because the thing, like you don't win at D&D. You don't win the game. Like, you might beat the campaign, you might get to the end of the campaign, but you don't win at D&D. So to me, like, a mechanic like that, like, it could be interesting depending on the campaign it was in, But personally, not something I would really enjoy. Also, yeah, oh my god, Lady Luck fucking hated our campaign. So, we had so many close calls with the triple nat 1 rule. So many times where we would roll 2 in a row and, like, we would, like, swap to, to scary music or something. Be like, oh, and then it would be all good. I disagree with that, Wood. I think if you are low rolling certain things, it should in fact affect the plot. Like, if you fuck up, you fuck up. Because part of it is you have to make the choices to do rolls, to do plot. Like, if I choose to do a stealth mission to further the plot as a character, as a player character, and I fuck that up, that's gonna affect the plot, and that's fine. Like, that was my choice. That was a risk I decided to accept as a player character. But if, for example, there's a door in all the player characters' ways that the DM has put there, and we all fail all of the rolls that we can think of to break down that door and get it to wherever we need to go, we should still have a way to get past that. Like, there's a distinct difference there in how the failure is affecting the party and what has caused the failure to affect the party, and how that failure is going to impact the rest of it. I see, yeah. Yes, that is indeed. Yeah, that's a true statement, Kyra. I feel like I should not say that the goal of a player should be to make your DM go face down, like, just, like, in tears at some point in the campaign. But, like, to a degree, I do feel like that should be the intent of the player. Like, you should be trying to work with the DM, but at the same time, the DM also deserves some plot twists of their own, don't you think? Oh my god, no. I think, I know in one of my earlier attempts to play D&D, one of my characters, like, was so miserably bad at charisma and failing charisma checks that at one point I was just like, they pretend to faint on the spot out of fear. Or, like, they fainted out of fear or something in some situation, and that just became my go-to to get out of social situations. It became a running joke, like, they were in the middle of some, like, fancy feast or something for the party, and my character just faints into their dinner. About half the time they were pretending, but the other half the time they were actually fainting. It was supposed to be like an anxiety thing for them specifically, which I thought was very funny. What else have I done that was just ill-advised things? No! I'm terrified to ask, how have they ruined the color pink? I know one of the ill-advised things I did was, I happened to mention that I liked a character's design in such a way that implied that I would like my player character, my actual in-game character, to date them, and then everyone on the campaign clowned on me, and I was just like, okay, that's not what I meant, but sure, all right, gang, we can end the joke here. I'm a little uncomfortable. And then they didn't end the joke, and I was like, all right, I'll make this all yours problem. You don't want to listen to me flirt. Now you have to. You want this to be a thing that you're gonna keep joking about? I will make it worse for all of you. Oh, but that's the best kind of character. That wouldn't ruin pink for me. I got the bug finally. I think I'm safe from anyone potentially in this possible campaign for me in the future to speak about this. But I at one point was possibly going to DM a game for a few people. And in that campaign, I had a lady that was like, she was supposed to be dolled up as like, just like a ditzy, silly lady, who is just this rich guy's wife, and like she's not very smart, but she's devastated about her husband perishing in a horrible accident, and she just wants everything to be okay and to find the killer. And then it turns out she she was the person that hired the entire party, every member separately, to assassinate the guy. And then she was gonna be the final boss of the campaign. And of course, she's like this dolled up Barbie looking lady in this fancy medieval dress that's all pink. So I read that and I was just like, oh hell yeah, same brain cell. Part of the reason the campaign got canceled was because I fell out of contact with a couple of the people in it. But the other reason was just because I was trying to figure out how to make a murder mystery campaign where no one knew who the killer was, including the killer themselves. And as a first campaign to DM, not a great choice. I'm still determined to find out a way to do it. I believe in myself. I believe in my writing skills. I just need to watch more murder mysteries. I had some really good ideas, I think, that would have worked really well for that, and I still want it to be a thing. But yeah, I had a bunch of like secrecy going on where I had like one-on-ones with all the players, like going like, okay, yeah, how would your player be someone who would potentially kill a guy? And then it's like a mixture of like both trying to not claim credit because, oh no, I might get arrested, there's a detective lady here, and also I need to claim credit so I can get my bounty from the lady that hired me. Oh my god. Yeah, that sounds about right. I wasn't too worried about making the rules loosey-goosey or anything because that particular campaign was in Pathfinder 2, and to my understanding, Pathfinder 2's rules are actually very easy to work with, because I trust the word of my friend Mercedes, who was the one that wanted us to play in it, and I don't know much about Pathfinder, even though I have played Pathfinder, but it was a while ago. But it's basically D&D if the rules made a little bit more sense to my understanding. I don't know about the capris here. I think she's still a booty shorts girly. Her original design had short shorts. I need to stop giving my character shorts. I feel like I've been giving all of my characters shorts lately, and not pants.
This is not helped by the fact that I'm trying to find something to pair with the skirt item in Guild Wars from my character that I talked about earlier that was supposed to be called tech support. Because the skirts item has thigh highs. But I don't have any good shirts to put with it. I didn't like any of the options. I know there's a sweater I can get during the Christmas event in Guild Wars, and I might just wait for that, I guess. But, like, I want something else for right now, you know? I don't know who here is familiar with Guild Wars, but there's only one thing that I really care about in Guild Wars, and that is actually Fashion Wars. It is a dress-up game that is masquerading as an MMO. And I guess there's some story in there or something. I don't know. They killed my favorite character. I don't care about it anymore. I cared about it when my favorite character was alive. And I'm mad because there's a mechanic in the game for one of the classes. They're called Revenants, and they basically they're sort of like, you know how in Ace Attorney when you you have Maya let somebody possess her for a little bit and she gets information from the ghosts? Kind of like that. It's a whole possession thing with the dead. And apparently the Guild Wars 2 devs has said they're not going to let you have anyone who's died over the course of the Guild Wars 2 story as one of these Revenant possession ghosties. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? You gave us the dragon as one? Give me my boy back! I'll take any of the boys that have died. I'll even take the lady, even though I didn't know her that well. And then, to put salt on the wound, one of the NPC characters of the story at one point gets a character that dies in the course of the story as her ghosty ghost. And I'm just like, and you won't give us the evil lady as a ghosty ghost. You'll give her the ghosty ghost lady. But you won't give us one of the coolest fucking villains you had in your storyline as a ghost. What if I wanted her whispering my ear all of the time? 'Cause the ghosts whisper to you. It's great. It was actually very scary the first time I had played the class because I did not know that they start talking to you and your character responds to them. Like, literally, randomly, you'll get events where the ghost says something and then your character yells back at them to shut the fuck up, basically. It's great. I need to play Revenant more often. Oh, it's all good, Wood. Have a good night. I'll see you next time. Oh, actually, I can show you guys one of my characters. Because I posted them on Tumblr. If you do play Guild Wars and you do see me playing as one of my characters, please come up and do the bit with me. It's so funny. I've had one person finally come up to me and say something in game. It's the best. Oh, it's not loading. Come on. Pat. Where's the Guild Wars names? There they are. Hopefully Tumblr search options will work. Yes! This is my boy used cars for sale. To be clear, Guild Wars is very much a high fantasy sort of situation. We got plant elves, we have little gremlins with high technology, and we also have me. A used car salesman wearing a tuxedo. Wearing a suit. His gun's even better now. Hold on. I'm gonna log into the game. I need to get his current gun for you guys because it's even better than this one. Cause this was just like some crossbow situation that I was playing with because I didn't know what else to use that skin for. But then like I asked for some opinions on like what the best rifle skin would be for him. And well, the results were unanimous. Hold on. Do I have I have a window capture. I guess that'll work. Oh, I didn't put it back on this one. Hold on. I'm on the wrong equipment. Oh no. Yeah, there we go. Can I swap this to Guild Wars? And it work? Will you be kind to me? Yes! Yes, it will! This is my beautiful boy. This beautiful gun. Oh no, it's not! It's being weird! Why is it doing that? What the heck? Okay, we're not gonna do that. Where's a gaming window? Game capture, add existing, game capture. Oh, I did have a game capture. What's this one? Hold on, technical difficulties. There we go! Somebody asked me if I had a specific car in stock. I was so excited, but the thing is, I don't know anything about cars. So I just have to say no, not at the moment. But yes, the magical girl gun is what was decided would be the best option for him. And it's the most wonderful thing in the world. I love it. It's so good. Look at this thing. It's beautiful. Why do I have mail? Oh, dailies, that's why. But yes, I love this game so much. It's so stupid all of the time. Oh, I need to find a good shirt for tech support, and then my life will be complete. I don't like these shorts because they're basically the same silhouette as Ambrosia shorts, and I need to do a different silhouette for this character's shorts. It bothers me that they're the same. But I also, I feel like they shouldn't be plain shorts. Or maybe they should be plain shorts, and I should just, like, leave them minimal? I don't know. Why is character design so hard? I want her to have, like, a Decorakai / Fairy Kai aesthetic, but I also have to be careful and not overdo it and hurt my brain later when I have to draw her repeatedly for animations. I don't know. Pinterest, show me some shorts. Show me some interesting shorts. Half of these images are not shorts. Oh. I forgot I pinned that. These are good shorts. One second. They make me laugh every time. I need something with the right vibes, though. They're incredible, aren't they? I need a pair of those in real life. I would never wear them anywhere because I don't want people making weird comments at me. But I would wear them around the house all the time. Oh, that's what I need. Oh my god. I know what I've been missing from her design this entire time now. I understand. I know the vibe. Why is this line over here? See, I can wear merch in public because most people are not going to comment on merch unless they happen to know or be into the same thing. And if they know about it, they're probably not going to comment on it. And if they're into it, they're going to be like, oh, hey, nice keychain. Like, they're not going to care. I wear anime keychains out all the time. And, like, when I wear stuff like my wizard hat and stuff out, people are just like, that's a cool fucking hat. That's amazing. But I know I would get a weird comment if I were "Art thou nasty" written across my ass. Oh God. Christ. Jesus Christ, no. Those people, they need to get a little bit more shame. No, yeah, I know, I'm aware. I know exactly what you're talking about. I have unfortunately seen this stuff in public as well. Like, to be clear, I am against censoring the internet and censoring not safe for work things, including sexual things. I feel like people should have the ability to access these things and do so in a comfortable and non-invasive way, as well as just, like, you know, promoting what's the word? Healthy sexual relationships between people, but also at the same time, stop putting that shit on your car where I have to look at it in public. That is not appropriate. Just, ugh. I will never comprehend the internal workings of people who are just like, yeah, I'm gonna put that on my car. Because I just, why? All it does is make you look like a weirdo. And not the kind of weirdo that's fun to talk to. No, you had me in the first half where it's just like, okay, yeah, you can plaster your car with anime girls, that's fine, but no. Why are you being sus? Do you know what the worst part is? Is just, I saw a description for some sort of event thing recently that I was just like, what?
think about. Because it was like describing rules for the event, and they were trying to say, don't draw pedo shit. We do not accept that sort of thing. And the way they wrote it was minor presenting characters, which I understand because I also hate seeing all of these bait characters. It's awful. It's fucking awful. But also at the same time, we've already had this situation with quote unquote a female presenting nipples. Why the hell would you write it as minor presenting character? That's the worst phrase I've ever heard of in my life. Also, hey, what's your definition for a minor presenting character? Can you clarify that for me? Because that would be a much better description than whatever the fuck minor presenting character means. Are you gonna get pissed at everyone who has a semi-chibi style? That's cute though. Wild Guru sticker. Somehow though, like the phrase minor presenting character is not the wildest thing I have seen in conjunction with this sort of situation. Because apparently there's some like event that's gonna be happening, and for what is it, Caitlin and Vi from Arcane, and I think I just need to send you the post where people are talking about Kyra because I'm just it's a level of absurdity that you only get from people who are just trying to seem pure, like morally pure about what they like, because they think if they dare step into the depths of depravity for even one moment, they'll be corrupted forever. And it's just like, please get the Catholic out of your system. It's okay. It's okay. You like a little bit of BDSM. You don't have to say, but they consent after every 2 seconds. That's the assumption with this sort of thing. I need to go find it again because I just started laughing. It's so absurd. Oh no, I don't. I don't know that much about racehorses, actually. Where is it? I know I reblocked this earlier because I thought it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever read in my life. Did I not reblog it earlier? Maybe I was half asleep when I saw it. I swear I reblogged it though. Maybe I liked it. No worries, good night. No, I didn't. Aw, man. I guess I was half asleep when I saw it. I'll have to find that later and send it to you, Kyra, because you will crack up about it.
because of all ships this was for, too, it was for Caitlyn and Vi from Arcane. And just... it's just another just incredible level of absurdity. This is also from the fact just like a few weeks ago, from the same fandom that's creating this monstrosity of an event, also had somebody sending death threats because Toriel won some like contest over Vi. For like who's the hottest character or some shit like that. it's just the internet is a place, is a place that exists that you can just go on and find these things. Oh, fuck. How does one draw suspenders with boob? How do boob suspender work? No, I don't like that. We're not doing it that way. But that just looks stupid. We'll come back to these. Sorry for the loud noise from my... Wait, I can turn this off, can't I? There's... Yeah, oh god, that's very difficult to read. Oh, wrong brush. Okay, not the post I was looking for, but could John Egbert solve the Kira murders? Sure as a sentence. Oh no! No! That's awful! No! Oh no! I hope they decided that in this particular case they would flip the order and they would go Looking Classic style, because that's a way better name. Oh god. But yeah, that explains a lot about naming for horses that I did not understand. I was like, why do all these horses have gold in the name? Is it just because it's like, oh yeah, my horse is gonna get the gold? They're gonna win the game, or the race, not game. But that makes a lot of sense. I know, like, technically, like, most of the horses in Uma Musume are actually all related to each other, which I think is very funny. No, I'm not playing Minecraft. Did I forget to change my titles? No, they look correct. My titles are correct. It is art today. Oh, don't do that to me. Please, no. I'm always nervous that I forget to press a button somewhere or change a title. How the fuck is art Minecraft? How many kids does Agnes have? Because Agnes had, like, a terrifying amount last I checked. Let's see. Can we get some stats on this? Thank you! Oh, Wikipedia, where's the stats? How many horses has this horse tired? Thank you. Was it Agnes? I swear it was Agnes. There was a meme for it on Reddit. Hat broke? God damn it, it's still broken. I don't know why it's broken, but thank you for telling me that hat is broken. There we go. We don't get the funny noise. I can't find the stats for the horses. That's sad. Oh, jeez. Oh no. I don't know why specifically hat is breaking and everything else is working. I've been trying to get it to work again. Yeah, same. Fun fact, oof is more spammable than the other commands if you do it the command way instead of the redeem way. And it should randomly pick a noise. Yeah, get pinned. Get Kaibadon, the crab way, which is getting pinned in the middle of the screen. Oh no! We'll just move that to the side. On the knee. You are now the V's knees. Incredible. Oh, please don't. No, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait, no, wait, no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I'm tempted to keep this shirt because I do like this shirt, but I have an idea. Oh no! Wait. Thank you for exploding V's for me. Please do it again. Wait, did explode not work? Oh, there it is. I see. If you are unfamiliar with stream avatars, by the way, you guys can in fact customize your crabs. It's a little easier on Twitch because we have there's a Twitch extension to customize your crab, but if you look up stream avatars, you can find the list of commands. And I think there's a command list in there somewhere, but I don't remember what the command for the command list is off the top of my head. Twitch is always stinky. This is why you should go over to YouTube, because YouTube is less stinky. YouTube is also stinky, though, unfortunately.
I should poke Cryo and see how they're doing. Because we're gonna get the hermit crab variant too. Oh my god, I found out today I can get a potion in Guild Wars that turns me into a hermit crab. I need to get it. I have to learn how to fish in Guild Wars so I can get... I can become crab. There's 2 crab potions, but one of them is specifically hermit crab, so I need it more. Unfortunately, it does in fact use the same materials that you need for legendaries, but crab is more important than legendary, so I'll be getting crab first. Who the fuck cares about a cool legendary that I can use on all of my characters simultaneously? I need to become a crab now. Also, it depends on what you mean by cover the screen. Kyra is more versed in the stream avatars commands than I am because Kyra continuously uses the commands. Thank you for clarifying that this is a joke. Listen, I'm stupid, okay? Oh my god, I didn't... But will they go into the corners? Very important question. Will they some... Oh, they just poofed. I feel like the shorts need to be like this poofy shorts that I'm referencing, but I don't want to just like entirely steal this outfit. I always try to like mix things up a little bit. What else can I do? What else can I mix in here? Because I'm stealing a lot from this shirt too. Hey Kyra, can you make me tiny real quick? I'm going to put myself into a box. Where am I? There I am. It's not making me tiny. This is not small. Oh, they're gone now. You might have gotten a gift sub. I need to clean out my follows list. I'm following a bunch of people on Twitch that I don't raid into, and I also don't watch. So I should. Oh, you're on YouTube. I forgot. I'm looking at 2 different chat boxes, and only one of them actually tells me where people are talking. Also, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm not too fussed about getting a lot of attention, to be honest. I don't like actively advertise myself too much, because I'm just here doing my own thing. Not yet. I just haven't reached monetization yet. Because YouTube's stinky. Okay, yes, this is in fact the vibes. I need, like, something that has kind of like a streamer to it for her, because I want it to be like a rainbow coming off of her in some way. I did have the idea of, like, bows on her shorts, but I feel like this looks a little silly. And it's a little bit too close to Hermes' silhouette, I think. $999 is a terrifying number to see when you know that you have a little gremlin of a moderator ready to shoot the shotgun and get like 15 people to come into your chat and be like, oh hey, wow, look at this cool artist, we're subbing immediately, and scare you into doing your debut stream early. Anyways, this isn't a call-out post for anyone in particular. At any given moment, Kyra can do some very terrifying things. Kyra is the scariest moderator because Kyra has connections. But also, it is very fun to be like, hey Kyra, fire off the sponsorships, shout everyone out. Yes, Kyra is one of my moderators. Although it's mainly just a, like, I gave you power over my channel to have fun with, rather than actual moderation. Oh, I'm big now. You fled. V's, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but since you have now chatted in my YouTube chat, Kyra can shout you out there too. Because, fun fact, on YouTube, you cannot reference people until they have said something into your chat. But once they have, then you can reference them in commands and stuff. Oh, V is tiny. Look at V, they're so tiny. Look at them. Do you want to be yeeted? I'm gonna put you in prison. Do you want to be yeeted though? That's okay, I'll eat myself. I just think it's fun to throw them around. Oh yeah, there's two of you in here. Oh. Oh no, you poofed out of the box! Get back in there. Hang on, let me, here's the blocks. Clear box, let me make it bigger. There we go, that should fit a full-size one. You are now imprisoned. On one hand, I get it with the way that YouTube works. On the other hand, hey YouTube. Oh, god damn it, you escaped. I guess it needs to be like one larger. Can I erase these? There we go. Get back in there. I know there's a few other commands you can do, because like you can dance and you can attack other people. And what's the other one? hug. You can hug, and there is another one. But I think Crab Rave should work. It should make everyone dance, shouldn't it? I thought I set that up correctly, but I might have forgotten. If I... No, they're not dancing! I broke it! How do you do the mass dance? You know these commands better than I do. I didn't do that. What the fuck? Why did a command suddenly get sent from my thing? I don't think you'll be able to do mass dance because you're not a moderator, Origin, but you should be able to do just dance. Everyone say thank you to Cryo for making these wonderful Crab Rave dances. Cryo did such a good job. Oh! The explosion, oh no. Okay, let me get back to the art I was working on before I get too distracted. Wait, it costs money? Can I turn that off? No one's been spamming this stuff. I'm okay with people spamming it. Thank you, Kyra. No one is spared. Hang on a second. I'm gonna murder everyone. I'm so sorry. I want to see if I can make it to where bomb does not cost money. User cooldown. Oh, it doesn't have a thing. There's no options to make it to where things don't cost currency. I'm confused. Oh, I forgot to check, hold on, let me check one other thing. There's the walk. Oh, you can sit! That was the other one. Sit, jump, attack, dance are what we have. The attack is also really good. I highly recommend you attack something. Okay, there you go. There we go. Everyone get back in. Say something. I believe if you jump when there's a star on the screen, you should be able to get money from that. Here, let me just start jumping. I think you also get money from... Is it a boss thing? It might be a boss thing. Hold on a second. Kyra has put us all into a battle. I think a few people have gotten some money from that, though. Oh, the attacks are playing so quickly you can barely see them, but it does like a little laser eye thing. Cryo did so good with them. I might need to play with the timing of the attack animation to make it a little slower. Where's my boy? My other boy. These are not my other boy. Hold on a second. You'll have to hold on a moment, Origin. It's still doing a little event thing. Once that event's done, you'll be able to jump. Okay, I think you should be able to jump now. Kyra has rigged the Battle Royale and won the money from it. But it should just be, a jump. Yeah. There might be a command to spawn stars as well. I think, Kyra, if you want to spawn any. I don't care about the crab economy. The crabs can have as many star coins as they want. I'm tempted to give Aura wings. But I don't want to give her fairy wings, because I feel like she would fucking hate Sylph. Like, they would be at odds with each other, for sure. Aura would say that Sylph has bad vibes, and Sylph would just be like, I'm going to fucking fillet you, you piece of shit rainbow girl. And it would be like a cat fight every time they met. I wonder if I can get the crabs to actually walk on the terrain that I've drawn. Oh, neat, you can spawn them! Let me look in here. Because I can add blocks, but I think this just blocks them. I don't know if they can walk on them. Well, I mean, they can walk on them, but I don't know if they can walk up them. I don't know how much that is considered jumping. Oh, I accidentally moved to the window. I apologize. I'm trying to draw blocks on the floor to see if they will run across them. They won't! Oh wait, I see what I can do. I see what I can do. I can do a little staircase. Oh! Oh, I could totally do it. Can I make them transparent? I can. How do I change their outline? I believe you can change everything about everyone. But please, be kind about it. Wait, there's teleport blocks. What does that do? There's a line across my screen now. Does it have to be like a full thing? What are these lines? No, that didn't work. Oh, I mucked that up. That's fine. How do I don't understand. There's also one that says spawn zone, which I'm guessing if I yeet something, they will spawn there, maybe? Yes, they will! Interesting. That's good to know. Hey, welcome back! I'm playing with my crab. I'm playing with the crabs. It is a whole mini game, Origin. It's called Stream Avatars. It's a huge add-on. It's really fun though. Also, why am I like permanently jumping? You good there, bro? There we go. Oh, wood big now. Let me look real quick. I think there's... Hold on, let me... I know there's one for Twitch. I don't know if there's one for browser. Oh. Listen. Oh, I think I just did a link. Yeah, that's a link to all of the... Not all of these will be accessible to you, but these are all the commands that Stream Avatars has. Listen, I didn't think about it, okay? I think I also disabled fart because I don't like that one. Oh, it's actions! Right? Stream avatars? It's very delayed sometimes. Yeah, it has a lot of things, and you can add more interactions if you add them as like an animation too. But I haven't gotten around to commissioning Cryo for those yet. She of course has to have rainbow thigh highs. This is why she has shorts, by the way. Oh my god, you people are rich.
fuck it. She gets Sparkle Dog Rainbow Feathered Wings. That's what she originally had. She originally had feathered wings. Oh my god, I can't believe Kyra is laundering crab money. Unbelievable. My own moderator, people. My own moderator is betraying me by laundering in my economy. And I think it's funny as hell. I should think of more things to do with the crab economy. I know I wanted to commission Kaio for fancy pixel art bosses at some point, once I figured out how to script those, but I have been incredibly busy and have not gotten around to scripting any boss fights, so I think it's only the default one at the moment. I think it gives you some over time. You get it when you get the stars, and if Kyra does something like the Battle Royale or you do a boss fight, you get money from that as well. Wait. You're laundering money! You're on the leaderboard twice now! Oh, you have to put somebody's name, Origin, to get the attack to work. Kyra is laundering money in the crab game at this very moment. It just goes up and attacks somebody. Like... like this. Where's... yeah. That's the attack command. Unbelievable, Kyra. I think V's a gold digger. Is this your mafia boss romance story? I give you $1. Oh, let me run over there and accept that real quick. For our honor. Speaking of honor, I am continuing my trend of reading Avatar: The Last Airbender fanfiction. The one I am currently reading, Zuko got imprisoned and then escaped prison and then was working as a scribe in the Earth Kingdom. It's fantastic. The author looked at Zuko and was like, I can give this man so much anxiety. If you do the duel command, you have to put somebody's name and then they have to accept. Hey Arjun, I know you want to have some fun with the size stuff, but it's kind of just a silly little thing that Kyra does on occasion. Please don't beg for it too much. I just ask. I don't think you need to put the @ sign, by the way. I think you just type the name. That might be what's breaking your commands. Oh shit, it worked! Never mind! Where? There's the hair. I need to get some line art on this thing. Hi. Pardon me. Excuse me? Excuse me. Hi. Oh, hello. Oh, this is great. This is great for showing off the animations, actually. Never mind. Carry on. Oh, they're small. You're small again. Yeah, but I can do this. Goodbye, everyone. And there are no survivors. Oh, I think doing that crashed my VTube studio on my phone. Hold on a second. One moment. Okay, I'm alive again. Hey Cass, how's it going? We're playing with the crabs. Oh my god, they're so big! I think the glasses are hiding the laser on everyone, which is really funny. Also, the fact that the glasses fling up in the air when you die, incredible. I can't eat anyone during a battle royale. Hello. Okay, where are you? There you are. I need to figure out how to turn the blocks transparent so I can put people in invisible jail. Because I thought you could do that. How do I make invisible block? Cause it like you can see those there, even when I go. Oh, they're invisible now. Okay, never mind. I figured it out. I understand now. Hold on. Let me. I'm going to build. I must build a prism. Oh, I fucked up. Hold on. There we go. And if I just... Perfect. Now I fly. Now people can be put in gay baby jail. I'll have to play with it a little bit off stream. Cause like I should put a like an actual graphic there behind it, and then just use the collision blocks as just a thing, majig. But now I'm also tempted to build a maze, and like force you guys to complete my maze. But I also want to see if I can just, let's see, it would be like, that would be a block, then like a little bit lower. Like if I did this, would that be enough for them to climb over it? Oh! Cause then I could have them like actually climbing up the little hills. That would be so cute. Excuse me, V. V, can you move your crab out of the way? I'm pretty sure if I do that, then it'll be invisible. But yeah! they can climb up! I'll have to spend some time building a little thing for that. Now they can really be in my face. It's a little difficult because I have to look at... I have it on one screen, but I have to look at the other screen to place the blocks properly. Because it would be like here-ish? Yeah. Oops. And I keep grabbing the edge of the screen instead of actually clicking on it. About there-ish. And then we put like a little thing here, and a little thing here, and a little thing over here, and one over here. Very much joy. Oh, this one's a little taller though. It's like here. I'll put it here and delete this so like they go down a little bit, but then they come back up. I think that'll work. Oh no, they don't. That doesn't work. Okay. We'll do this then. Will that give them enough room? No, they just climb over it. That's fine. When they're smaller, they'll go into the little nook. They're just little guys. I just like having little guys crawling around like this. It's adorable to me. Although I do think it's very funny that half the time everyone spawns in with glasses, so everyone is wearing glasses. Yeah, have a good night.
Get some good rest. Rest is important. No! That's devastating, Kyra. I'm so sorry. Rest in shrimp. Rest in scampi. Oi! Sorry, my cat's being very loud about going to the bathroom. I mentioned the freezer incident, didn't I? I unfortunately am very aware of how terrible that probably smelled. If I did not mention the freezer incident recently enough for everyone to remember, I learned this year that when meat goes bad, it explodes. And I learned this because I have a freezer in my garage for when my dad goes hunting and he brings back a deer. He put all the deer meat in there, and power went out one day and I didn't realize that the freezer also turned off and did not turn back on. And all the meat that was left in there wasn't too much left in there, thankfully. We had eaten a lot of it by this point. But it all went bad, and it exploded, and there was meat juice everywhere. And it was bad, because I live in Texas, and it's hot here. Kyra is not stinky. It was only the shrimp that was stinky. Yeah, it lingers. It really lingers. Like, even after the guys that came and cleaned it for me, which, holy shit, I'm so glad I can just hire people to do that for me. I feel so bad for them, but also, thank you, my goodness. But like, even after they cleaned it, there was just like a very slight lingering rotten meat stink afterwards. I was just like, what? It's gone now, thankfully. Also, Kyra, that can't be helped. It happens. That's not your fault. Yeah, same. The worst part about it is, because I normally leave through the front door, because I ride a scooter to work, so I did not know that the meat had exploded for like at least a couple of weeks. It was bad. I can only imagine. Because, like, rotten fish smells worse, doesn't it? Like, there's, like, a particular fishy smell to fish that makes the rottenness of it smell even worse than just rotten meat. At least in my opinion. I don't go in the garage often. I thought I was gonna have to buy a new freezer because I was afraid it broke, but no, it's all good actually. It's not stinky anymore. They cleaned out the freezer too. Oh no, Kyra, no! No, that's awful. I would crawl into a freezer for a couple of minutes and sit there and then come back out. Levels of temperature. Oh, I think you would. Yeah, exactly, Kyra. Whenever somebody needs the register, they have to knock on the cooler door. I need to match with Hermes here, my other guy that was being a bitch to design. Look, I did all his wings. Oh, how many wings? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's one. How many pairs of wings are this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14 wings. They're all necessary. All of them are necessary wings. There's 3 pairs of wings on the head. There's 3, then 2, that's 5. Yeah, that's 7 wings. They're all necessary, though. Where would I put them, though, Kyra? I'll add them if I can find another way. Knee wings? No, that wouldn't make sense. You don't want wings on every joint. They're for lift. Did I miscount? Because there's 2, 4, 6, 8. No, that's 14. It's 7 pairs of wings, so that's 14 wings. Because there's 4 on the feet, there's another 4 on the back, and then there's 6 on the head. Wait. Yeah, that's 14. You have me here questioning whether or not I can do basic math. Oh my god. Huh. Now that is a thought, Kyra. That is definitely a thought. I don't think it works for that character's design because he is supposed to be like a typical Hermes knockoff in a way. I'm specifically referencing the snake staff and the foot wings from Hermes on purpose. I'm thinking about how I want to do the shapes for her hair, but I'm going to do some colors real quick, actually. Very important, her hair is pink. It is incredibly pink. It is always going to be pink. That's not bright enough pink, but it's a good starting point. Her hair has been evading me this entire time on how to translate it into the Kiki style. Oh!
Hello, Pumpkin King. Oh no! Hold on, the cats are covering him up. There we go. Go, I believe in you all. I would join, but it forces you to do commands in the middle of it, and I don't want to keep interrupting myself. The main struggle I have with Aura's design is that she is supposed to be a goddess character, but she's also supposed to be very childish, and very modern in her design, is always how I've imagined her, and it doesn't feel very deity-like for her to have these mixture of traits, and I'm trying to find ways to connect the two in a way that makes sense for her. Because I'm the kind of person who, unless I absolutely have to sacrifice something, I don't want to sacrifice a trait for a character just to get the design to work. I'd rather have the design seem a little off at first than for it to just be completely changed. Oh man, now I'm thinking about the fucking AI people from earlier. Because it's the color blocking. The color blocking's always going to get me. Like, when I was watching the clips of the time lapses from the AI people who were for people coming in just now who didn't hear that conversation earlier, YouTube has been recommending me videos from this person that's calling out people who are potentially tracing AI art and passing it off as their own, which is a really interesting phenomenon to look into, to see how these people are trying to be like, no, look, I've done a time lapse of my drawing. You can see that I've clearly done it myself. And then you look at it as an experienced artist and go, oh, they're tracing something there, for sure. Like, 100%, because that's just not how art works. And beyond, like, the line art and everything else, the thing that stood out to me the most was these people who have some technical skills when it comes to, like, line art and colors and stuff like that, because they have been doing these things to do the tracing, but they immediately pick the exact colors they plan to use in the art, and they don't have to make any adjustments at all. And it's just like, no. That's not how art works. That's not how any art works. Even if you already know your character's color palette, if you're doing any sort of illustration, you change colors, the colors you're using, several times throughout the process to get them right. Like, no one knows exactly which colors they're gonna use right off the bat. And so it was just, like, crystal clear they're copying off of something for that specific thing at bare minimum. But they just, oh my god, it's so weird. It's so interesting that people are doing it, but it is weird to me. Because it's just like, at that point, like, you're already putting in the effort to learn how to do the art. Just do art.
And then you don't have to worry about being called out or anything. Like, tracing is a way to learn certain skills with art. So just don't post that bit. I guess probably don't trace AI because it's all going to be incorrect anyways. Just go forth and be an actual artist. You don't have to do this. Oh, that's very funny that the boss specifically scowled at an NPC. That's not blending well. But that blends really well. Yeah. That's the thing though, like, if people are putting in the effort to steal whatever thing that you're doing, even if they're not stealing directly from you, even if you just see them stealing from somebody else, like if somebody's putting in the effort to steal something, it's because that thing is a skill, a difficult skill that you have to learn and put practice and time into to actually get anything good out of it. So even if you're doing, like, if you're in your eyes, you're doing something poorly or you're not good enough, don't worry about it. You're doing fine because you're actually trying to do the thing. You're so right, Cass. Like, one of my favorite quotes ever is somebody talking about how they were in like a high-level art class, and their whole class was complaining that hands were really difficult, and their art teacher just like goes up to the chalkboard and just immediately, without any mistakes, draws a perfect hand, and everyone was just like, oh my god, how did you do that? You're so talented, that's amazing. And they're like, no, you don't understand. It may look like it took 10 seconds for me to draw that hand perfectly, but it actually took 10 years, because it took 10 years of effort of learning how to draw hands to make it to where I could draw it like that. And it's so true. Like, if you look at any highly skilled artist, you can see that a lot of the lines that they are drawing over and over and over again are lines that they are drawing over and over and over again. Like, they're not like exact lines, of course, but they're the same shapes and the same process and the same idea behind them. And that's how that practice, even if you're not drawing the same thing over and over, still comes back and makes it to where things are easier over time. It's also a lot of just, not just muscle memory on specific lines and how to draw them, but rather than learning how to draw a line, learning how to control your hand to draw the line that you are intending to draw. Like, for example, like what you're talking about, Cass, I could sit here and try to learn how to draw this specific line over and over and keep trying and trying and trying until I get it the way I wanted it to be. But rather than do that, if I just learn how to slowly get that line perfect anyways. And like, this is not a good example because my line pressure's all off. Let me try again. If I learn how to get that kind of control, then I don't have to sit there and make the same mistakes over and over again. I can just do the line. That's what real skill, I think, in art is, to me at least. That's not to say that people who are doing the line over and over and over again aren't good artists. They are very much good artists. But that's mastery over it, for sure. like one of the most important things I have been teaching myself over time is drawing a straight line. Because like curves are easy to make look good, but straight lines that are not like perfectly straight are not easy to make look good. But I can draw, that's a pretty straight line. Like if I get a ruler out. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty dang good. Yay! Congratulations! One of these days I will learn how to code a boss for this, and you guys will fight me. And now I have references for what Ambrosia's and magic is supposed to look like too, so I can actually commission that. And not like just hope and pray that people draw Ambrosia's magic correctly on instinct. I wasn't gonna hound any artist I commissioned about Ambrosia's magic because I didn't have any references for what I wanted it to look like before. But I'm very pleased. Most of the people I've commissioned that have drawn Ambrosia casting magic have gotten it pretty close, and it's just like, you know what? Good enough. This is just personal art. Thank you. Now, here comes the hard part about Aura's design. I need all of the colors. All of them. All of them need to be in her design somewhere. I think maybe I want to go for putting it in her wings, probably. Because that's like the big focal point, really, here. But I don't know about like parrot rainbow wings? Power wings. Yeah. I'm not sure about this sort of situation. Because I feel like this looks a little silly. But I'm gonna test it out anyways, just in case it doesn't. I think that's too many colors, is the thing. I need a full rainbow, but this feels like too many colors in this kind of format to me. Does the other hat work? Hang on a second, let me test. Because there's also just the hat command. No, it doesn't work. Oh, right! That's right! I renamed it. It's Hat Steel, isn't it? Or Steel Hat? Yeah! There we go. You can do Hat Steel as well. Hat Steel still works. I don't know why the Redeem doesn't. This is what the Redeem is supposed to be doing, though. That's a great question. The way that casting magic works in my storyverse is that you have to write runes, And so the easiest way to write runes if you're casting magic, especially if you're any sort of like practical mage or battle mage or anything like that, where you have to be like out and about and you're not just carrying like chalk on you, like Full Metal Alchemist style. The idea actually came from Full Metal Alchemist, is a glove that is enchanted with a light writing spell. So the way it typically works is they write with light with like a finger or their hand or something like that to draw out their spell in some way, and then they might cast it in any sort of way. The way I imagine Ambrosia casting spells is they do light writing with their index finger, but they do use their entire hand to actually cast the spell. It's very much a directional thing. A lot of my magic influences when it comes to the world building of how magic works are things like Full Metal Alchemist and Avatar: The Last Airbender, things where magic is a very physical thing in that you have to manipulate it very physically for it to work. Also, yes, Roy Mustang, my beloved. War Crimes McGee. Roy Mustang snapping to set things on fire is one of my favorite, like, practical, physical uses of spells. It's so good. It's so good. Whenever they are casting magic, their fingernails glow. And that actually goes for everyone in my storyverse. That is not an Ambrosia unique trait. Actually, when any of the fae folk are casting spells, let me grab one of them for you real quick for an example. Hang on, let me scroll past all of this. Where's a fairy? Where's a fairy? Where's a fairy? Where the fuck are all my fairies? Here we go. Here's one of them. Like, this is Zakel. All of these lines, they're called ley lines. They all glow, and their eyes also glow when fae are casting spells. You have seen the correct version of Full Metal Alchemist. Do not fear, Cass. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is always what I am referring to when I say Full Metal Alchemist. Unless I specifically say the other version, which is the worst version of it. And that is an objective fact. You cannot fight me on this. I have evidence and facts to back me up on this. I'm not saying the other version of the Full Metal Alchemist anime is bad. It's just worse. Also, Cass, you can always spam me with thoughts on Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist was the first anime I've ever watched, and because it was the first anime I ever watched, I have had just the highest standards when it comes to any sort of media ever, because I watched it and I was like, oh, this is a masterpiece. This is a good story. This is how you create a good story. And now, like, if things don't give me a good story, I'm mad about it, and rightfully so. Yeah, it's a good anime. The other piece of media that I need people to watch, not watch. Unfortunately, it is still only a readable thing. Is Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. I need somebody to participate in this with me. I need you to take my hand and dive into the depths. I know it's 500 chapters long, but trust me, it's a good fucking book. It's a really good book. Hold my hand. Dive in with me together. We will be tearful on the other side, but I promise it is the tears of reading something so incredibly moving. You will be glad that you read it. Wood, where are you at? What arc are you on? Tell me what your thoughts are.
Oh no, which episode are you on, V? Very different responses. The webtoon is also good, but the novel is so good. Yeah, Cass, yeah, that's very much Mustang. Oh my god, his whole character is so interesting to me. Cause he's very much one of the characters where, like, he does have an arc during the story as well, but you can see, like, throughout the story, as they're telling Fullmetal Alchemist, that his character arc, his major full character arc, has already happened in the past. He is in his epilogue of a story. He just unfortunately also got caught up in the middle of the Elric brothers story. And now he has to deal with this shit. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good, Wood. It's so good. I have a fan translated version of it, the full thing, but I recently found out that there's an official English translation, and I got a physical copy of the book. The cover of it looks so pretty. They did such a good job. Like, there's like fancy embossing on it. I'm just like, oh my god. I personally prefer hardcovers, and I'm sad that I don't have a hardcover of it. But I cannot be asked at this point in time to bind books myself. But my god, if I find somebody who's willing to, like, custom bind a book, which I'm sure I could find, I'm so getting the entirety of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint custom bound as hardcovers. Oh no, V! I have a confession to make. When I was doing when I used to do my yearly rewatches of Fullmetal Alchemist, I would skip that episode. It made me too sad. I couldn't stand to watch it again. I was just like, I know what happens during this episode. I don't need to see it another time. I don't need to cry. But also, Wood, I do want to know, like, what chapter, not what chapter, but, like, just what arc you're in. If you're caught up with the webtoon, that's good enough for me, but I also want to know where you are in the book. Cause I don't want to spoil things on accident. But I do know reading the book is a lot faster because you can just find an entire translation of it. I spent 2 weeks not doing anything else but reading it because I was so enthralled with Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Oh, I need to go look. I've seen this genre of cat photos before. They're so cute. Oh, yeah. I still wanted to know, like, which arc you are, like, if you know what chapter title you're in, that's the arc name typically. Just so I know vaguely where you are, so I don't accidentally spoil something for you. That's okay. I understand. If you vaguely describe what's going on, I know all of the arcs in this book by heart at this point. I haven't read the side stories yet. I read the epilogue and I cried and I was like, I I don't have the emotional capacity to get into the side stories yet. Yeah, Cass. Yeah, like, there's the side of it of just, like, this is a man driven to desperation to do anything to keep the job that puts food on the table for me. But it's also, like, oh, this is a man that's so terribly deep into the idea that he cannot be wrong about his theory about making a chimera that can speak, that he will do anything to get the results that say it's possible. Reader's fight. Oh, fuck. Of course, it's one of the more vague ones. Oh, chapter 90. Oh! 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 That's a good section. Oh, is it the first apostle? I got a completely different result from Google. What the hell, man? What the hell, man? Right, yes, I said that correctly. I thought I flipped a couple words there. I know what you're talking about now, though. They said ACAB, and they meant it. I love Izumi though, oh my gosh. Characters that should have made me realize I liked girls a lot earlier in life than I figured it out. But even more so than Izumi, Oliver Armstrong. I was obsessed with her and I did not realize. I also just love that, like, the way that they portray it, like, genuinely, I think, the way that they were portraying it is if they wanted to do any sort of meaningfully substantial research into alchemy, the Elric brothers did not have a choice other than to sign up with the military because of how, like, regulated it was. Like, I'm sure if the story was instead that they were like, no, you know what, we're not going to join, we're not going to become a state dog, like, fuck no, we're not doing that, they would have run into, instead, roadblock after roadblock of military personnel getting in their way on purpose. Welcome back. I do not do a lot of blending in the way that you're talking about. I am currently just blocking out colors that I'm trying to see if they work out together. And while I appreciate the thought, I only really want suggestions when I ask for them when I'm doing stuff, because oftentimes I am putting together colors or lines or shapes that you as a viewer may not understand what the purpose is behind them at the time that I'm doing it, unless I'm explaining it out loud. You really gotta hold up, let them cook when I'm drawing a lot of the time. Yeah.
when I want suggestions and when I want ideas, I will be very specific and be like, I'm trying to think this through. If anyone's got suggestions, I'm accepting them, type of thing. But for the most part, I'm usually mucking around until I'm finding what I'm wanting out of it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go full force pink on her, by the way. It's always been her color. Of all my characters, full force pink on her. That is an excellent question, Wood, and I shall direct you to their reference sheet. Because it depends on how you're drawing them. If they are human while you are drawing them, the color of their magic is blue. If they are in the form where they have fairy wings, the color of their magic is magenta. Let me give you that ref sheet. I have it on Blue Sky somewhere. Oh wait, no, it's in Discord. You're in Discord, aren't you? I think I dumped it in there. Here, I'll pull it up for you though, on stream. But you can see, the blue is their human magic, the pink is their remnant magic. It's supposed to move and flow like water, though. Yes! So, actually, you know what? It's not a spoiler. I can tell you what a remnant is. A remnant, in my story, is a state of the soul, is its definition, really. Another one of my favorite references for world building and magic is Soul Eater. So you might catch some hints towards that series as well in my writing. But the soul is something that you have to nurture and take care for, and you don't really do that directly. It's more of a mental thing. But for example, if a character is, or if a person is driven to the point of like survival, like they are in a very bad state, it might break their soul literally, and that will turn them into a remnant, which is not necessarily, corrupting is a harsh word to put here because it's not necessarily corruption, it is a state of survival. But it may not be a physical thing that is hurting them. In Ambrosia's case, they become remnant because everything that they kind of believed in is broken apart in front of them. And, like, it's not something that they can turn away from. They have to face it head on, and that breaks them as a person, and thus they become remnant. Runes have ruined this guy's day. So it is sort of a mental state, but it's also a very physical thing in connection with their soul. Their magic changes color when they're a remnant for other story-related reasons that I will not spoil, because as soon as I am able to finish doing all the shit to get story stuff done, and I can do the full animation thing that I want to do, that will actually be talked about in the first one. Like, that's part of the script already. And so I don't want to spoil everything, so. But yeah, fun fact, Ambrosia's not a fairy, they're human. And that is a very, very important fact. And yes, they are still human when they have fairy wings. That's also not a spoiler. I've already shown that in an animatic already. They do a human experiment on themselves to give them fairy wings. They said, God won't give me wings, so I will.
I'm really looking forward to getting to the bit where it's just like, oh yeah, Ambrosia's done a lot of murder. And getting a whole nother round of Ambrosia's done a lot of murder? I want to play Trivia Murder Party. I'm so bad at it because I don't know the kind of trivia that's in normal trivia games. No. It's not that they're like, oh no, Ambrosia can't be human. They're doing magic. It's Ambrosia can't be doing magic. They're human. Very important difference. I think I am gonna do the rainbow wings, but I'm gonna make them more pastel. I might do the thing I do with a lot of my characters' hair, which is have it be like the shading layer essentially as well. Hang on, let me finagle this. Yeah. I think that will soften it quite a bit to what I'm actually going for her. Now I just have to figure out her hair. But I might save that for another day, honestly. I'm trying to ease myself back into streaming. I don't want to push myself and exhaust myself constantly like I was doing before. So it's a little early, I think, for me typically, because I usually go a little bit longer this, but I am going to call it here, and I'm going to get some people to raid. Let's see. Who's online? Who's available? Oh, I can raid into my guild member. I can do that for the first time. Let's go bother them. I don't think he's on Twitch, or not on Twitch, on YouTube, so it's only on Twitch. He is a bit more rambunctious than I am, as a heads up.
but he is very funny, and everyone else there is very funny. You'll probably see me in a moment because I am going to just hop onto Guild Wars immediately, and they're probably going to bother me into joining chat with them. So you'll get a little bit extra me, but I won't be streaming. So we'll get that raid going here. Don't forget your raid messages. And then let me look on YouTube to see if anyone's online that I've got directly. But I'm probably gonna just raid and run on YouTube, honestly. Redirect. Serendipity's online, but I've raided her a bunch lately. If anyone's got anyone on YouTube who's live right now, I always take suggestions for this sort of thing. But yes, thank you all for joining. I hope you had fun. I had fun talking about things with you guys. I always do. I got a little farther on Aura's design. I feel like there's a lot to work on with her design, but she's always been a bit of a brat when it comes to character design, so that's all good. But yes, I'll catch you guys next time. Good night. Alright, let's send the Twitch people over.